What's going on, everyone? This is Logan Landers with 100 Yards Football. We are here talking about the Atlanta Falcons and their Week 8 report here on the channel. First off, before we get started, if you like the show, give us a like, a follow, share, and a subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. We go live there each and every single week. Also, be sure to go download our podcast. If you're not able to watch us, well, you can listen to us, whether you're in your car, at the gym, making some dinner, because we're available on all major platforms, which include Apple Music, Spotify, so on and so forth. So just go down, download all of our shows here, and we appreciate all the love and support as always. Atlanta Falcons, Week 8 report. Currently, this upcoming week, they're going to be facing the Miami Dolphins. 1 o'clock kick at Mercedes-Benz. It's going to be at home. And this is an interesting matchup. First off, we got to talk about the Falcons and their loss to the San Francisco 49ers. They had back-to-back prime-time matchups. Of course, you had the win they had on Monday Night Football, and then you lose it on Sunday Night Football here against San Fran. So, tough one all in all, but 20-10 final score. Obviously, a couple of ways that you could improve. But with this game, like I said, only lost by 10. But there's a couple of factors where the Falcons could have won the game. Just didn't go their way, unfortunately. So first off, we got to talk Michael Penix Jr., the main quarterback. He's always going to be the first guy brought up. Overall, 241, 1 TD, sacked twice, 21-38 overall. I mean, a decent performance. I'm not going to say it was eye-popping. I'm not going to say that he was tremendous, but he kept us above water, right? He was serviceable, and just like I said, you can always improve on that. But I think the main factor why the Falcons offense only mustered up 10 points against the 49ers, who they have a good team, but only 10 points against the way that this offense was looking coming into this matchup. I felt left down. I think a lot of fans do. The running game, it wasn't there. The running game could not get anything going. Overall, as a team, 20 carries, only 62 yards, average of 3.1. And your longest run on the day was just 8 yards. And that was between, of course, Bijan Robinson, only 14 carries for 40 yards, had a bad day. Tyler Algier only got the ball 4 times for 16 yards. So he barely even touched the field, and Penix scrambled for a handful of yards. So the running game was just non-existent, basically. Credit to the 49ers defense for shutting it down. That was a real tale of the tape there, right? So Penix, more passing yards overall, as compared to Mac Jones, who has been filling in for San Francisco at the quarterback spot. He only had 152, but the running game, Christian McCaffrey, proved why, a lot of people said coming into this game that Bijan Robinson, he might be number 1 now in terms of rankings for running backs, but Christian McCaffrey said, no, you're not taking my spot. You're not taking the throne here. And he had a great day on the field. It's Christian McCaffrey. What are you expecting? Led the team in rushing, 24 carries, $129, 2 touchdowns on the ground. And, of course, as always, he can do it in the receiving game as well. 7 catches, 72 yards on the day for him. So, looked great, and it's hard to stop that, man. We've seen that since he came into the league. It's hard to stop him. Just because he's built like a tank. And he was a big factor in why San Fran took home the win this past week. But looking ahead now, after getting that off my chest, Falcons are facing the Miami Dolphins, who currently come into this game with just an awful 1-6 record. They haven't won a road game at all this season. They are 0-4 on the road. So that, of course, is huge in Atlanta's favor. As for Miami, they have lost 3 games in a row. This is their second streak this year of losing 3 consecutive games. That's how they started the year before breaking it up with a win. But if you're a Dolphins fan, I've seen a ton of talk across social media, across other platforms. Either one or two things is what I'm seeing, and it's choice A, which is fire Mike McDaniel, the head coach of the program, or choice B, bench Tua, trade him, release him, basically just don't put him on the field, are the main just things I'm seeing about this team. You're coming off a horrific, once again, 31-6 loss against the Cleveland Browns, who that was only their second win of the season, mind you. So, it's not like Cleveland was, on top of the world or anything. And just, what more do you want me to say? Nothing worked for them. Tua, 12 completions, 100 yards, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns, sacked twice. QBR, it was one of the lowest I've seen, only 3.3 quarterback rating. Running game, I guess you could say a bright spot. Their best play of the day was Devon Achane with a 46-yard rush. That was half his yards right there. He had 82 on the day, so the 46 was over half his production. Obviously in the defense, there was no defense essentially. The offense couldn't do anything. The defense really couldn't do anything. And the running game for Cleveland was just too much. Quinshon Judkins, great performance for that young man. 3 touchdowns on the day, 84 yards on the ground across 25 carries. And Cleveland just took care of business. That simple as that. They had, like I said, 3 interceptions, which included a Tyson Campbell pick 6. And for Miami, they are just in the dumps right now. It feels like there's no hope if you're a Dolphins fan, honestly. And I think at this point, you're waiting for the season to end rather for if you can turn it around. But being said, if you're the Falcons, you have to win this game. You have to win this game because you're 3-3 currently on the season. You are currently ranked 3rd in the NFC South. You're not 2nd anymore. You're ranked 3rd. And to the surprise of a lot of people, 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks into the season, believe it or not, everyone, the Carolina Panthers, currently ranked number 2 in the South, 4-3 record on the year. They won 3 games in a row. Tampa Bay still remains up top. Of course, we know they lost this past week, but the Falcons, if they want to keep fighting, if they want to, in our mind here on the channel, and a lot of the other analysts across other networks' minds, if they want to fight and contend for, I don't know, I'd say an NFC South title, but at least just a playoff berth, you can't lose this matchup. You cannot lose. If you're Raheem Morris, you cannot lose this matchup because that would be an awful look on his resume at this point in time. Considering just a handful of weeks ago, you were shut out 30-0 against the Carolina Panthers. And if you lose to the lowly 1-6 Miami Dolphins, that is not going to be a good look come the end of the year, depending on where this team's at. So I fully expect Atlanta will win. However, I said that against Carolina at the time, and well, look where they're at in the standings now compared to us. However, I think Atlanta is the better team. I expect Bijan Robinson to have a much better day. Michael Penix is dealing with a little bit of a leg injury, nothing too major. It seems like he is going to be fully ready to play. Just going to be kind of taking it easy at practice this week. But I expect the Falcons to win this ball game. I expect them they should have an easy day on the field, honestly. 1:00 kick at Mercedes. I'll go final score. Atlanta Falcons, give me 35. And for Miami Dolphins, I'll have them getting 14 on the day. That's my predictions. That's my thoughts. I'm going to hear yours in our comment section, once again, Facebook and YouTube. Well, thank you all for watching the show today. My name is Logan Landers, been your host and producer for the Atlanta Falcons Week 8 report. Enjoy your weekends, everyone. Watch some Atlanta Falcons football on Sunday. And until next week, we are 100 yards of football.